Welcome everyone to an arena video. This is Andrea Mengucci. This video is sponsored to you by channelfireball.com and Ultimate Guard. Hello everybody and welcome to the decks of the weekend, the video that comes out every Monday in which I decide 3 decks of modern, standard and historic that kinda got my attention, won something relevant. The first one I'm starting with is modern red-black that Aspiring Spike top-aided a Legacy a Modern Challenge with. He called him The Rock. And this is definitely something new because we tend to see The Rock in green-black. This deck is basically that though. It's red-black, but it's using a discard spell like Thoughtseize Inquisition, as well as cheap threat like Dragon's Rage Channeler, Ragavan. You have very good interactions like Coolgan's Command, Terminate, Lightning Bolt, Unholy Heat, and we have Kroxa and Turak as kind of like cheap threats that you can play against, that you can play with Lurrus as a companion that can still take the game over a very large threat. Because in particular, Turak, Dread Cantor, Aspiring Spike is playing in 3 copies. It's a 2-mana 1/2, but you can kicker it for black. Remember that even from the graveyard, you can pay the kicker cost. And it makes your opponent discard 2 cards as an empty Turak at random. And it has protection from white, which is super important in Modern right now. You have the Fairy, Time Reveler, Solitude, and Prismatic Ending as kind of like the most important answers from the Uvu X decks. The mana base is also very interesting. It features 3 copies of Den of the Bugbear, a very powerful land. I have definitely been impressed with this land here. It comes into play untapped in the early turns, and it's a very good late game creature land. That reminds me a lot of Raging Ravine, but that would have come into play tapped. Also Shinka and the Shizo, to basically mountain and swamp that can make your Ragavan, Kroxa, Turak, and Lurrus gain First Strike or Fear. Fear is pretty good, especially on Ragavan. Basically makes it unblockable. Graveyard Cairns, this will let you go then on turn 1, Cairns on turn 2 to cast anything, from Dothi Voidwalker to 2 discard spell. Not that many fetch lands. I believe that to be maybe a mistake, maybe a weakness of the deck. I have found a problem in enabling Delirium for both Unholy Heat and Channeler, as well as Kroxa. Definitely was harder to bring back than the Grixis Shadow deck that I've made a video with last week. Remembering that I always take a video with the decks that I analyze in this, and you can find the one from our previous weeks on my channel, the Grixis Death Shadow deck. So yeah, this is the deck list. In the sideboard, we have 3 explosives, which is very good with Lurrus as a companion. You have Pirate Spellbomb that kills the Sanctifier and Vec. Void Mirror and Chalice are for the Cascade decks, as well as Up and Moon for Saga. And that Voidwalker is your only graveyard hate. You don't have any Heal Spellbomb or anything like that. Just Voidwalker. Yeah, this is the deck. It's definitely another take on the, Ragavan Channeler decks that we've seen. We've seen Grixis, we've seen Blue-Red, and now we see Rakdos in the hands of Aspiring Spike. Definitely a pet deck of his. Okay, let's get to Historic, which my friend Upumpa used to use Jeskai Control featuring Mythic's Master Magma Opus to qualify for the Arena Mythic Championship, the one that will happen with the Kamigawa set, not the one that's happening next month. He got there with a deck that I honestly haven't really managed to make it work, but my deck list was different. I was trying to find I was trying to replace Memory Lapse with, Sensor, Essence Scatter, Dovin's Veto. Upumpa, Tianfa-Moon, the player who did this very good results, decided, you know what? I'm going to focus only to beat creature decks. Creature decks are by far the most popular thing in Historic right now. So I'll have Magma Spray, Unholy Heat, Justice Strike, Lightning Helix, Anger of the Gods. Really just keeping the counters to a minimum of 0. You only have Archmage Charm, which is also very good against creature decks, as you can steal their 1-drop. You have a couple of Dispute in the sideboard, but yeah, mostly just focusing on beating the creature decks, which are very, very popular in Historic. He also has 4 Archon of Absolution in the sideboard. This is definitely for the humans that matchup. I love white gray humans. I've made plenty of videos on my channel with the deck. I've streamed the deck a lot. White gray humans would be my deck of choice if I had to play a historic tournament. And Upumpa came ready for Archon of Absolution. This card is obviously impossible for me to deal with. I have to spend 1 of the mana every time I attack. This is definitely a nightmare. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure that Upumpa's deck beats on green-white humans. A matchup that's notoriously very positive for humans. I wouldn't say beats it though, because it's still like a 4-drop. And sometimes you're able to just curve out so much that even if this comes down, the game might already be over. So I wouldn't say that. Obviously, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of removal spell, very cheap, Anger of the Gods. So I could see, obviously, his deck, again, he won the event. Maybe he just beat on a lot of John deck. Another good card in the sideboard is Nevmidza the Baroon. This is clearly for the Control Mirror match, and I like that, you know, we dropped that Nezahal. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing this deck on my stream, and you will see it on my channel on YouTube. And then the last deck I'm showing is Standard. Standard is changing this week, so it might seem a little bit, you know, not great to show a Standard deck because in just 4 days we'll have a rotation. But still, let's be loyal to the yeah, just the thing that I've called this series with. Every Monday I come out with a deck of the weekend, and this deck was used from Marcio Carvalho to win the Red Bull Untapped in Portugal. He's playing with 4 Merston Praetor and 4 Ghostbite Dragon. This is basically Timor Treasures. I've streamed with that deck a few days ago, put it on my YouTube channel. But instead of blue for Counterspell, we're using black for Infernal Grasp, Valky, which you can play as Tibalt as well, Lulth, and a lot of Distress Spell in the form of Duress, Go Blank. We also have Ray of Enfeeblement, which is just straight up kills any white threats. That's it, for just the cost of 1 mana. That is a very powerful sideboard card. Well, yeah, again, it's a Magda Jaspera deck that's using the dragons as well as, of course, the Seeker's Chariot. Reckless Stormseeker, very good with any dragon. This deck beats hard. So yeah, that is my decks of the weekend. If you, you know, like this video, press like, and I'll see you with just more content where I'll be showing on my channel. Thank you for watching, and yeah, next Monday I'll have a new decks of the weekend. Have a good day.